Hey racing fans, Numbers Guy here as we continue our review of 2011 Breeders' Cup races. This time we're going over the 1 mile turf for 2-year-olds. In these, anything that's over a mile or a mile and over on the turf, I almost always look at the Europeans first. I just think the Europeans are stronger than the US horses, and this race pretty much proved that again. The winner wrote had only run in Europe, and the best he'd done over there was run third in a grade 2, and he wins this race, runs at 11-1 odds. And the third place horse, Farage, had run third in a grade 3 in Europe and ends up coming over here and running third in the Breeders' Cup. So very strong European presence again. The horse that actually surprised here, which really should not have been much of a surprise, was Escaper. He went off at 33-1 and ran a very, very good race, ran second. Looking at his numbers, he opened up, ran a 15-9 the first race of his life. Then his first time on the turf, on a turf route, he runs a 15.6. So he actually improved going from dirt to turf and improved routing. That is very strong. When they improve like that, they're very likely they're going to move forward again. Okay, he came back, runs again on the poly, doesn't run quite as well. Could be that he just prefers the turf. Anyway, so this 15.6, which is an improvement, certainly foreshadows future improvement. He didn't improve that much, but ran a strong 15.4. In the race also, just notice how, once again, these turf races, just how close they are. All the way down to the 10th place horse, Fantastic Song. We go 14.2 to 17.8, so we got a 3.6 difference between the first through the 10th. Ended up being a total of about 7 lengths from first through 10th. Very, very competitive. Okay, then the horses that disappointed here. Finale. He had a nice looking pattern. You can see he ran a 17-0, improved down to a 16-6 to a 15-2, and he went off as the 4-1 favorite. He had some bad racing luck, got floated 5 wide and never really got into it. But notice here, he goes off as the favorite, 15-2, and in the race that his last race, he beat Escaper by less than a length. And Escaper goes off at 33-1, and Finale goes off as the 4-1 favorite. Certainly Escaper was a much, much better value play. Other favorites here who disappointed, Casper Netcher. He was a multiple grade 2 winner in Great Britain, but he'd never been beyond 6 furlongs. Again, this is 2 furlongs farther than that. Always pay attention to these distance considerations, especially when they're stretching out. And 2 furlongs is a big deal when you're going from 6 to a mile. And so he ends up running back in the pack as the second favorite in the race. And then the third favorite, Majestic City, he ran very poorly. But you can see coming into the race, he's got very strong numbers. 11-7, 11-5, 14-6 in his first route. But he'd never run on the turf. You can almost never can you project their dirt numbers and their poly numbers to what they're going to run on the turf, and he ends up running next to last. Actually, not that surprising. Anyway, so we have a Europe winner and a Europe third place horse at pretty long odds, 11-1, 8-1, and they weren't even that strong in Europe. And then Escaper, who's just got a nice improving pattern, comes in at a solid second at 33-1. Again, this was not impossible to hit. Anyway, we'll come back with our next race.